The forest is soft and quiet, and you are enjoying a long, relaxing walk along a sloping ridge. Pine trees stretch above you. The bright green of new undergrowth carpets the hillside. The day has been warm and gentle, and now, as late afternoon ebbs into early evening, you notice mounds of dark clouds gathering over the horizon, which is just visible through a clearing in the trees. You look up, gazing into the tall, leafy canopy above you. A few large raindrops pat onto your cheeks. The golden light of dusk is still streaming through the branches, even as a thunder gray darkens the sky above the trees. The air is warm and smells of flowers. A soft mist is gathering, clinging cool to your skin, tinted with the gray of sky and dark green of leaves and pine needles, illuminated with the glow of golden hour light. More drops begin to fall, each one larger than the last, and suddenly there is a delicate curtain of them pelting your face, your hair, your clothes. A silky, soft shower of rainfall drums on your hood as you draw it up over your head. And though your pace quickens along the dirt trail, your face releases into a smile. The rain smells so fresh. The forest is quiet, save for the gentle thrum of rain on earth, whispering against the baby spring leaves, shimmering in the trees above your head. The trail is winding through thick groves of autumn olive bushes now. Their creamy yellow and white flower petals are just beginning to bloom, throwing the scent of rain-soaked vanilla cake across your path. Wet bark, the sharp green of pine. Your footsteps fall soft on the damp path. You trail your fingers along the springy autumn olive branches, rustling their curling, soft green leaves. The forest in the rain is beautiful, peaceful. You feel free and alive, especially in this golden hour light that still shines through the trees, casting a glow over the hillside, even in the pouring rain. The undersides of the clouds above look as though they've been dipped in gold. It is a strange light, otherworldly and comforting all at once. It feels as though the trail is drawing you forward, guiding you somewhere that feels both mysterious and exactly where you are meant to go. Your clothes are growing quite wet, and though the air is still warm, goosebumps are beginning to ripple out over your arms. A slight, pleasant chill is sinking in, and the rain is growing a bit stronger. You carry on walking. The bird song has gone quiet. You imagine the creatures of the forest hunkered down in cozy places, waiting out the rain. Fur and feathers fluffed, beaks and noses glistening with raindrops. Soft breaths, peaceful beings, all embracing a moment of rest. The trail winds and curves and rises up, cresting a small hill. Ahead of you, a charming canvas tent stands under a natural alcove of poplar trees. It looks as though it were made in another time. Sturdy, ornate, with a wide entrance that reveals a cozy traveling dwelling. An unlit lantern dangles from a length of sturdy rope, just under a little awning. Beside the lantern stands a man who looks to be gazing up at the rain. His shoulders are relaxed, and he is cradling a mug of something fragrant in his hands. Even from here, the scent of steeped herbs reaches your nose. A curl of steam rises from the mug, and he lifts it to his lips and takes a sip. It must be tea. How cozy. A dog is lying at his feet, sound asleep. From somewhere behind the tent, you hear laughter muffled by the rain, and a moment later, 2 small children come splashing into view, their bare feet wet from a nearby puddle. They are trilling like birds, cackling and squealing with delight at the soft rain falling around them. The man sees them and smiles, a wide, warm smile. One of the children skips up to him and wraps her arms around his legs in a big embrace before scampering off again. The children are singing now, skipping in circles around the little clearing in front of the tent. The man is watching them and laughing. As he looks beyond them, he seems to spot you through the rain and raises a hand to shield his brows so he can squint. You smile in greeting, and he lifts a hand to say hello. He calls out to you in a language you don't understand, but the warmth in his voice is clear. He motions for you to come closer, and you do. The children glance in your direction as you step into the clearing. They smile and laugh, and one of them chases the other towards the trees. The man motions for you to step under the awning, and he is saying something friendly, though his voice is also muffled by the drumming of the rain on the canvas. You step under the shelter of the awning, bobbing your head in gratitude and allowing yourself a deep, refreshing breath. Water drips from your hood, and you push it back from your face. The air feels fresh on your skin. The man leans into the entryway to the tent and speaks gently to someone inside. You can just see a glimpse of what looks like a little traveling bedroom. Cots neatly made with colorful quilts. A vibrant rug draped along the tent floor. A broom stands bristles up against one of the interior tent poles. Its long handle is carved from two different types of wood that look as though they've been twisted together. It all looks clean and tidy and very cozy. There is a scent of dry lavender and an incense you've smelled before. Familiar, earthy, deeply comforting. You hear a soft sing-song voice, and a moment later a woman steps out. She is beaming that same warm welcome as the man, a soft smile on her face, a mug of something warm and fragrant in her hands, which she holds out in offering to you. You take it gratefully, the warmth blooming into your rain-chilled palms and fingertips. It is indeed tea, a deep, smoky black hue, and it feels so good to hold the warm ceramic for a moment, standing in the quiet shelter of the tent. The relaxing presence of these kind strangers beside you. The woman and the man talk among themselves. Their conversation sounds light and happy. The woman points to the children who are crouched down beside a small ring of pale brown mushrooms growing near the forest's edge. She laughs and pats the man's arm, and he laughs as well. Then he cups a hand next to his mouth and calls out to the children. They look up and smile, pointing to the ring. The elder child calls back to her father in answer, and the man nods in approval. All their eyes are sparkling. The rain is growing heavier. The thrum of drops is rhythmic and soothing. You've been walking a long ways, and it feels good to let your body be still for a while. Your shoulders are slowly beginning to unfurl. The tea is warming your belly, and one by one, your muscles begin to let go and relax. Even the ache in your feet is pleasant. There is nothing to do but enjoy this moment, to sip this tea. The children have returned to the tent now, absolutely soaked through, and their mother has taken them inside to dry off and warm up. You and the father clink your mugs and share a peaceful, quiet moment. The rain has begun to ebb, growing lighter and lighter. A misty veil as the golden hour light slips away behind the trees. The dark clouds above are clearing, revealing the lilac tinge of twilight. Pale stars are glimmering into view in the sky. The dog has roused and sleepily sniffs at your own wet shoes. His tail thumps the grass, and he rises to his feet, leaning against your leg, allowing you to pat his head. The man has set down his tea mug and stepped out into the clearing. He is kneeling before a small makeshift fireplace. A series of branches and logs, all leaned and woven together with a hole in the top, and beneath them, what looks like all the makings for a fire, kept clean and dry, now ready to burn. He draws a tiny striker from his pocket and a smooth stone, and with a few sharp cracks, bright sparks fountain into the air and touch the light, fluffy mound of tinder. A crackling little fire is burning a few moments later, licking at the larger pieces of dry cut wood that the man is feeding into it. The children step outside wearing dry clothes, and the woman is carrying a neatly folded pile of garments and a soft linen towel, which she hands to you. She steps aside and gestures for you to enter the tent, offering you a dry and cozy space to change. She points to a pair of woolen slippers with sturdy soles. Camping slippers, waiting beside the entryway As soon as you enter the tent, the dry, soft warmth cocoons you. In here, it smells like laundry, washed in flower-scented water and dried on moss. The pale evening light twinkles through the edges of the curtain-covered doorway, casting the interior of the tent in dusky shadows. You peel off your wet clothes and reach for the towel. The towel is quite beautiful, woven in an intricate pattern with dark gray and golden orange threads. It is thin and somewhat stretchy and feels like a little cloud as you gently pat your skin dry. Then you slip on the clothes. They too feel as though they come from another time. A long sleeve linen shirt, clean and soft. A pair of slouchy trousers. Soft woolen socks. Everything feels worn in and comfy. You wrap the woolen shawl around your shoulders and step into the slippers waiting by the door. When you step outside, your arms full of wet clothes, you find the woman standing beneath the clothesline that hangs just inside the awning, clamping one of the children's wet shirts into place on the line with a slender blonde wood clothespin. You join her, reaching into the little basket of clothespins and pinning up your own garments. You share a smile and laugh at the children who have joined their father by the fire and are warming their hands. They are perched on large, dry stones. The scent of good food cooking wafts over the campsite towards you, savory and earthy, fresh and absolutely delicious. The father is talking quietly. The children are rapt, absorbed in the tale he must be telling them. The firelight twinkles on their skin. The mother pats your shoulder, gesturing to go and join them. So you do. She follows, carrying a pot of tea, which she places on a hot stone. She fills your mug, her own, as well as her partner's. Even the children cradle small ceramic mugs, which she fills with the steaming tea, speaking to them quietly as they bend to sip. You watch the children pause at her words and softly blow across the surface of the tea, cooling it down. She smiles and settles onto a smooth, round stone beside you. Dinner is delicious. And though you don't understand the conversation, somehow you feel very much a part of it, sharing smiles and laughter and silly faces with the children. When you're all finished, you take turns wiping clean your dishes with soft cloths, wet with water from a large jug the family has brought with them. Everything is put away, and you watch as the father brings the children towards their tent. They are rubbing their eyes and stifling yawns. They turn at the tent's entrance to wave at you, and you wave back in the deepening dark. They disappear inside, and you imagine how cozy they must feel, all tucked into those colorful quilts. The mother lights the lantern by the doorway and picks up a long, slender wooden instrument. It looks a bit like a guitar and twangs softly as she carries it to the fire and settles down with it in her lap. She begins to strum the strings softly and hum. Her voice is soft, raw, a bit trembly. It casts a dream-like quality around the campsite as she begins to sing, plucking the strings in a melody that reminds you of a long-forgotten kingdom of fairies, of magic. You feel your eyelids growing heavy when the father emerges from the tent. The sky is inky dark. The entire little clearing is lit with a soft, twinkly glow from the lantern. You sit in quiet, listening to the mother sing her forest lullaby, sipping the last of your tea. And just as you begin to feel you could stretch out right here on the grass and sleep, the father puts a hand on your shoulder and gestures towards two stout little trees just beside the tent. A hammock is suspended between them. You smile. It looks very comfy. Together, you walk over, and the father retrieves for you a warm woolen blanket and a soft pillow. He nestles them into the hammock, and you climb in, kicking off the slippers and sinking into the weightless cradle of the hammock. He hangs a little lantern on a branch beside you, its flame burning small and safe within its curving glass. He nods a silent goodnight. The features of his face serene and kind. And he and the woman walk to their tent, talking quietly, she holding his hand in one of hers and carrying the instrument in the other. They dim the lantern light at the entrance and disappear inside. Your hammock is swinging softly. The fire crackles and pops, and you can feel its warmth perfectly from here. A few night birds begin to call softly to one another. The forest around you feels as though it's falling asleep. The dog has risen from her place by the fire and come to lie down beside your hammock. You reach down and stroke the soft fur of her head. She lifts it for a moment, nuzzling your hand before lying down again with a contented huff. You listen to her breathing softly in the dark. Smell the gentle scent of wood smoke. Feel your breaths come and go, easy and soft. Every muscle in your body feels so relaxed. You allow your eyes to close. The faint murmur of the man and the woman speaking quietly in the tent. The twinkle of stars glimmering through the trees. Soothing you. All is quiet. All is well. Warm and dry. You allow your thoughts, your mind, your whole being to drift and drift. drifting softly into sleep.